Hey guys, it's Barb again. Happy Friday to everyone. Um, as promised, the short will be posted either tonight or tomorrow about how I got the pervert out of my neighborhood when I was like 15, 16 years old. So tonight's episode is going to be about how visualization of things that we want to achieve can help us get it done. So that's the topic. And the questions that I asked myself when I was trying to figure this out was, what would I like to change about me? That's the first question. So I want, I don't want any more. I don't know. Let me think how I can say this. I want to be a good person. I want people to remember, oh, I was having a bad day and she made me laugh. I want to be a person that somebody might say, oh, I don't know, I'm having depression. I don't know what to do, but, I stumbled across this woman's videos and something she said fit, it helped me. So that's what I want to change about myself. I also want to change a lot of negative self-talk. I'm going to make another video about that, how to combat negative self-talk. Because I feel like we all live with an inner bully. Like, if we take a picture of ourselves and we look at the picture, it's like we notice every little blemish. Like, for example, I'm noticing this, but you know what? None of that matters. So, that's just us being over judgmental of ourselves. And it's like, I realized one day during my deep depression that the things that I tell myself, like the negative things I say to myself, I would never treat anyone else that way. I would never say those things to other people. So it's not okay to say it to myself. So I started to turn that around. So, I want to be nicer to myself and more compassionate, because how we treat ourselves is how we give it. It's like the example to others as to how we expect to be treated. So, that's the first question I asked myself. The second question I asked myself is, what would my life look like after I get there? So you try to start imagining, okay, everything is exactly the way I want it, like my dream life. This is what I want it to look like. And then you just kind of close your eyes and try to imagine it as if you're there. And believe it or not, a lot of it has to do with belief systems, which that'll be another video about belief systems. Because what we tell ourselves, our subconscious mind will keep on to that, and it will believe whatever it is we tell it. If we tell it good stuff, it's going to believe good stuff. If we, believe negative stuff, then it's going to be negative stuff. Because your subconscious can't really tell the difference between what you're imagining and visualizing and what really the situation is. So when you start to visualize what your dream life looks like, and you feel what it feels like to have what have that life that you want, it starts to create that emotion, and that emotion is what will start to manifest things for you. I'll make videos on manifestation and things like that, manifesting and things like that later. But when you commit to doing something and you decide, this is what I want and this is what I'm going to work towards, you will think of things. You'll have ideas will pop into your head that now, hey, if I did this would get me closer. So that's kind of, I'm not really yes, I'd like to buy my own house instead of renting. I would like to, right now I don't have a car. I'd like to have a vehicle, these types of things, but I'm not really a physical world person. I'm not obsessed with physical world things. The car will come when it's time for it to come. I believe in my faith, and I believe that God will send me whatever I need when I need it. So instead of thinking about that, think about what I do have and the gifts He's given me, and use those to help make my life better, by helping other people. And I find that the more I help when I wake up in the morning and I decide, hey, I'm going to help someone else, or how can I serve people today? That makes me, when I help someone, it gives me this feeling that I can't explain, but it's peace and happiness and love. And it's a good feeling when I help somebody, especially when they're super appreciative. Because that lets me know that I really did help them, and I really love that. That makes me feel good. The next question that I always ask myself after I am done visualizing it is, what steps do I need to take to get there? And this is where OCD is my friend again, because I start to make checklists of things that I I think I need to do in a certain order to get to this place, or at least to get to a place where it's something I can fit in my free time, and maybe it'll, it'll later on, it will benefit me when I least expect it. So, like, I think that another thing that I do is, I'll do nighttime meditations of visualizing my dream life. You can listen to them on YouTube. That's what I do. I just type them in and then pick them as I see fit. But I feel like that's always very helpful for me. And then the checklists and that. Now, some examples of how that I've implemented this. So when I decided I wanted to do a podcast, I still had the fear of, oh my gosh, I don't like my voice, and I'm not going to like myself on camera. What if other people don't, what if people make negative comments? Just a lot of things that happened when I was processing all of this to decide to do it. I feel like it's a calling for me. I believe that all the things I've been through, the whole purpose of me going through it was to help tell my story and possibly save somebody else some grief, or at least, like, when I was going through the depression and I needed to know, like, how to love yourself. Nobody could tell me, but at the same time, I guess, praying and talking to God, I figured out how. So maybe somebody that's asking that how now, and like when I didn't know where to turn, maybe this can spark some ideas for them, like, or for you, if you're listening and you're going through it, maybe it can spark something for you. But we have to start imagining our lives the way we want them, and then taking the opportunities that come along. So I bought a microphone. It was like, I don't know, $50. And I had some points from buying Christmas presents for the family. And so I went ahead and used those points, and I went ahead and bought a microphone. So I have the microphone, and then my mom she offered to get me a present for my birthday, and she gave me the money to get it because she didn't know what to get me. So I went ahead and got another microphone because like I said, I want to get guests on the show, maybe sometimes have a co-host. But I also want to do a show, like a series where I interview homeless people and bring compassion back to the world, which would mean I would need 2 microphones. So when the opportunity presented itself, I took it and got the 2 microphones. Now I've got the closet. It's a very good space to record. It's not a lot of outside noise. So I have that going, and now I'm imagining, I'm visualizing it being nice and cozy. I showed you all before that I bought that little light. It changes colors. I do need to get a few more of them because I'd really like to cut that light out. This is a different light. I did change the bulb since the last time I talked about it. This one's brighter, but I still feel like I don't know. I don't like the way the lighting is on my face, and I'm not blaming my face, which is very good because I'm less critical of myself now that I've been making these videos, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's a good thing, but so I do have depression, so I'm not always up and eager to clean. Cleaning is also not my favorite, so I have to find motivation, and I listened to motivational videos and got in here and cleaned. I can't, it's overwhelming for me to look at the whole closet. So, like I said, it's been used for storage from my, where I moved before and everything else, and then I've got, like, a shelf of chemicals and all kinds of stuff I've accumulated that I've just shoved into these boxes. So I'm definitely going to be going through and getting rid of some things. I got rid of I did 1/6 of the closet is finished now. So now, I'm taking opportunities to, like, maybe clean for an hour, or clean the closet for an hour, clean downstairs in the kitchen for an hour. So if I want a beautiful home, then I've visualized what I want, like the kitchen. Before I go down to clean it, I'll be like, what do I want it to look like? And then I'll go down and do it. And I have an idea for the closet. Right now, that's my focus. The kitchen's not too bad. It's a little cluttered, but it's only because I have to go through the cabinets and reorganize everything. Because I had some people living here in the downstairs before, and now they're not living here, so I got to redo it to make sense for me. But when I visualize that, it gets me more excited to do it, and it also lets my subconscious know that this is what I'm looking for, and somehow energy comes, or a day without depression, or, okay, we're just going to clean for an hour, because once the timer goes off, you're done. And then I accomplish so much more in that hour. So that's one example. And like I said, I work with changing my belief systems. And then the ones I don't think I can change or don't know how to change, I just use some of the ones that I have. Like, for example, I say, okay, well, I think successful people listen to successful people books. So I listened to, I went and got the Libby app on my phone, which is the public library right here, or at least around my way. And I can get audiobooks and I listen to them. And sometimes they're self-help books about depression or codependency or dealing with a narcissist, or, sometimes it's a horror book. It's something for me, and I listen to it like while I'm like in the mornings when I open. Sometimes I'll listen to it while I'm the only one on my side of the store doing, they're doing the opening or whatever. I'll listen to motivational videos, or I'll listen to self-help books, or anything. I listen to the audiobook about successful people, like 7 Habits of Successful People or something. And they all say multiple streams of income, so I figure why not? So I do have t-shirts that I designed. I haven't gotten to the place where I'm actually able to put them up on social media and get some attention to them, like bring some traffic to the page. But I also plan to tie in things that I talk about, or little phrases I might come up with while we're doing this, or something like that, like something normal that becomes a norm in every episode, or something like that. If there's something that, or a theory that I have something, then I'm going to turn it into a t-shirt. So, and then I make, once I get the web page up and running, I'm going to have a blog that goes with it. That way we can talk about different topics, and I can explain, like the same, like the examples in my life, but then I can get like more into, like, how can I, like the steps I took, like get more specific into the how-to, but just in text form. Or maybe, I'll tell this, maybe I'll get more into doing this there, and then I'll tell the stories on the podcast. I'm not sure. But that was all for tonight. I hope that helped somebody. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section. Please give me the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Share it if you think somebody else could benefit from it. And I will get that video about the pervert removal. I will take care of that video either tonight or tomorrow. It'll be uploaded by tomorrow. Okay? And so until Monday, when we have our next video, I might make another video, but I don't know. I don't want to promise you anything. It just depends on how my weekend goes. But until next time, God bless.